Hello BookTube, this is the second tag I'm doing for this Tag Tuesday. This is the TBR Book Tag, and I was tagged by the Bookish Bryants, who will be credited down below, and since I'm not entirely sure who created this tag, I will just credit the Bookish Bryants. So let's begin with the prompts. Prompt number 1. How do you keep track of your TBR pile? I use these bookmarks. I've gotten several books from a book depository, and in every book depository book, they include a bookmark. And I quite like the look of their bookmarks. So what I will do is I will run around my room and start taking books down, and then books I want to read, I will put these bookmarks in there. So far I have 2 already in Wild Sea and Big Wonderful Thing, and I will probably add these into some more books once I get my reading slump figured out. Excuse me. Prompt number 2, is your TBR mostly print or ebook? Exclusively print books. I've tried to read ebooks once, and I'm not particularly fond of it. I much prefer holding the book and manually turning the pages, and I really love physical copies of books. Prompt number 3. How do you determine which book from your TBR to read next? Usually it's whatever I'm in the mood for. There's really not much of a plan. It's just I'll have those books, and then I'll just pick one out and read. Or occasionally decide, no, maybe I should wait a little bit and go read something else. Prompt number 4. The book that has been on your TBR the longest. As of this moment, I would say it's probably Big Wonderful Thing. I mean, it's been consistently on my to-be read list since I bought it late last year. Prompt number 5. The book you recently added to your TBR. That one I think would probably be The Shadowed Saint, because I think that one's the one I got the most recently in January. Prompt number 6. A book on your TBR strictly because of its beautiful cover. I don't really add books to my TBR because of their covers. I add them because I want to read them. Although, I'm not totally sure. Well, I mean, The Shadowed Saint does have a good cover. The Blue Eye has a great cover. So, yeah. Prompt number 7. A book on your TBR that you never plan on reading. Oh boy. Well, at the rate it's going, it might end up being all of the science fiction and fantasy books I have. Oh, I don't know what's wrong with me. But I am not in the mood to read science fiction and fantasy. I was going to read The Blue Eye tomorrow, start it, and I didn't want to read it. I did not want to read it. So I came back in here, pulled out Wild Sea by Joy McCann, took out all of the bookmarks from the books I had in my TBR, and just started reading Wild Sea, and I am quite loving it right now. So I don't know if this is something to do with I'm just really in the mood for nonfiction or history or what. Or it could just be it's a seasonal thing, and I might get back into science fiction and fantasy towards the end of the year or something. Okay. Prompt number 8. An unpublished book on your TBR that you're excited for. Well, at the moment, if you consider my Amazon wish list as a TBR. Or my pre-orders, I do have a book coming towards the end of the month. Well, no, technically, actually, it would be Island Stories because I don't think it's been published in the United States. So I might go with Island Stories by Reynolds. But another, and I'll talk more about that when I get it on do my TBR. But let's see here real quick. Oh. Great State, China and the World by Timothy Brooks, and Empire of the Black Sea, The Rise and Fall of the Mithridatic World by Dwayne W. Roller, are both on my TBR, and they are both yet to be published. And I pre-ordered them both, so yeah. Excuse me. A book, prompt number 9. A book on your TBR that basically everyone has read but you. Probably Big Wonderful Thing. Prompt number 10. A book on your TBR that everyone recommends to you. I don't know. I can't think of one for that one. Because, I mean, I really don't get much in the way of book recommendations. Prompt number 11. A book on your TBR that you are dying to read. Big Wonderful Thing. But it is also so large, I'm kind of like scared of it too. Prompt number 12. How many books are on your TBR shelf? I don't have an actual TBR shelf. I toyed with the idea of having one, but it just kind of wrecked the feel of my room. Because they were, you see, no, right here, where my new books are. I originally had those, I think, as the TBR shelf. And I had the new books in the bookcase on my desk, but I didn't quite like it. I much prefer having the TBR in with my regular shelves. So basically, yeah, all of my bookcases are TBR. Excuse me, so there's a lot. So if, yeah, so that was the TBR book tag. If you're interested in doing this tag, consider yourselves tagged. And I will see you shortly with another book tag. See you soon, BookTube.